Hang on, guys. I got a text from my stepmom. We're just gonna wait here a little bit until everybody gets here. I realize I'm a little late for the stream. There was kind of a moment where the Wi-Fi wasn't working, so I kind of had to get things organized first. I had to wait for the Wi-Fi to work again before I could do this. I just got another text. I know this. This is one of the yarns I built for a friend of mine, and he put it on his lamp. That's cute. I like that. His name is Carl, by the way. He's a pretty cool guy. He's a lot younger than me, but it's whatever. As long as he likes it, I'm happy. In case you guys are wondering, I'm just drinking coffee from a mug I got from Dragon Fox Girl. I don't know if you can see that. That's the Spiderfly. Working on this with you guys. I managed to attach the wings. I did that off screen. My apologies. I kind of got carried away when I was working on the wings. In the last stream, I said I would work on this, like I would work on the second wing off camera. But after I did the second wing, I decided to connect the two together, and then I decided to stitch it on the back for some reason. Like I did all this off camera for some reason. I don't know why. I was going to get some music for us. Let me see. I'm going to my iTunes. Let me test something real quick. I want to make sure that the music's going into the feed. Okay, it's working. This is music from Hollow Knight, by the way. It's a video game that's really cool. I actually just got it a few days ago. It's hard but fun. I see two people in the stream so far. Could you give me a sound off on who's here real quick? Let me make sure my phone doesn't fall over. If you guys want me to switch back to the Unravel music, I'll do that. Just say so in the chat. this thing real quick. Actually, I feel like I probably start because so far it's been 8 minutes since I started, and I think I'm the only one in the chat. So I am going to save this video and leave it on my channel so that way you can look back on it later. But right now, I'm gonna start by explaining how I did the wings. As you guys know, I did half of the wings by doing one wing yesterday, and I did the wire skeleton of the other wing on the same day. I kind of stopped in the middle of doing that wing. Hang on. Let me turn down my music. I feel like it's a little loud. There we go. I started off by doing one wing and wrapping it around with yarn till it looks like this. Then I did the wiring for the frame of the other wing, and I stopped there in the last stream yesterday because it was almost 2 hours with the footage, and everyone was getting kind of tired, and they had stuff they needed to take care of in the day. So I'm just gonna give you a rundown of how I did this. I wrapped the other wing with yarn like I did with this wing. Then I stitched them together with some of the yarn that was left over. Like, let me explain. As I was wrapping the other wing that I was doing, I think it was this one. This was connected here, and I was just wrapping it around the wing. And after wrapping around the wing, I stitched the wing with the pre-existing yarn that was remaining in this thing, sticking out to the other wing. So that way, most of this is all one strand. After I stitched the wings together, I used some more pink yarn to stitch it to the body. Like I went through the back of the body and out through the back. Like I made sure I wasn't going through the chest, otherwise that would show through there. I just sewed this on basically with yarn, so that way it would be nice and sturdy. And I kept sewing until it wouldn't wobble so much, so that it was nice and firm on there. Now, let me just adjust my camera real quick. We're gonna work on the face portion of this yarn Spiderfly. Well, I might actually need to get you closer to me so that way you can see what I'm doing. We're gonna be using purple for the eyes because that's how she is in the cartoon that Dragon Fox girl made. And let me see. I'm gonna get a certain length on this one piece here. A whole bunch just popped out of the whole ball I have. I'm gonna cut it there, put this on the side. Then I'm gonna use what I got so far to get the eye material set up. I don't know what else to call it. Let me just see here. I stick through there. Oops. This thing flew out of my hand. The thing that I used to thread my needle. I'm gonna cut it here. I want this to be nice and long, so that way I have plenty of yarn to work with while I'm stitching on the eye color. So what I do the same thing that I do for my yarnies. I make a ball, a collective ball of yarn for the eye, only I'm gonna do it flat, mostly. Like I'm gonna just keep stitching until it's nice and flat on there. I'm gonna go in through this side of the head. See there? I will trim that end after I finish the right eye. Like I'm sticking it into the left side of the head so far. I pull it out and just barely have that much sticking out of the left side. And while the rest is coming out of the right side, I have what I need to get started. Sorry, the voice crack. So I just stitch, loop, pull, like I do in my previous yarny videos. And I keep doing that until it's nice and until the eye is nice and round in the exact shape I need it to be. You can see I'm kind of getting the shape now already. Let me just do some more and then I'll show you. Okay, so you'll see what I'm doing there. I'm getting a bundle of purple yarn there. And I keep going in places where there's an empty space, a space that needs filled on this. And you see, I'm gonna keep going around. I kind of do a circle thing with this. Like I stitch here, go around, stitch there, go around, stitch there, go around, over and over, until the entire space and where the eye goes is filled in. That's only because I need to get certain edges of the eye done. Like, I'll try and show you in a second. So you see where I got the shape down so far. I'm going to, it's at the end, sorry, I stuttered. It's at the end here, and it goes there. I'm going to stitch there at the top of the eye. Then I'm going to pull, so that way the yarn, where it starts down below, ends up top. And it makes it a little bit more of a round shape for the eye. Let me try and, you may have to move some of the limbs and the wings out of the way, so that way you can see better, or so you can reach the parts better. But you kind of get the gist on what I'm doing. If you don't understand, let me know in the comments and I'll try and explain this better in another video. Like when I'm making the spider or the butterfly from the same video that this character's from. Or you could just leave in the chat if you're here. I'm not really paying attention right now of who's here. I think I'm all alone here. Well, I'm actually seeing 2 people in there, so I think there's one other person here. Oh, hey, Joel. I had a feeling it was you. Considering that school's out, I figured you would be the one watching the stream right now. How you doing? I'm doing good. I'm glad to hear that you're doing okay too. Are you able to follow what I'm doing right now, or am I not being clear on it? Because I am being a bit silent. Like, you know what I'm doing, right? I'm just trying to sew on the basic shape of the eyes right now. So that way you know how to add that onto the body, or the head, rather. Okay, good. What do you think of the music so far? It's from Hollow Knight. Okay, now I'm gonna start on the other eye over here. Let me just, as you can tell, I got this little oval shape on the eye. That's what you want, because that's how she was designed in the video. Her eye's gonna be. So that way you can start adding that on. Then we got this part here, like the short end. And let me try and trim that real quick. Toss that over there. I'll throw it away when we're done here. Now I'm gonna work on the other eye. So Joel, how's Aunt Xana, your sister? Well, how's your mom and dad and sister, and how are our grandparents? Are they doing good? I'm gonna try and angle this so that way you can see it better. Oops, got hooked on the wing. There we go. And I kind of gotta adjust my angle so that way I can see. Pretty sure you guys got the gist of what I'm doing anyway, so that way, if you guys aren't clear, if it's not clear to you guys how I'm doing the oval shape, I'll show you in a future video. But for now, I'm gonna try and, I'm at least gonna get the eye shape done. Then I'll show you, on a smaller scale when I do the pupils, or the gleaming of the eyes or whatever. Okay, this eye shape is looking pretty good. I am gonna add some more on the outer edges of it, so that way it's nice and refined. I have a little empty spot here. Let me see. Now I'm gonna stick it through here, through the head, have it come out the other side, and then I'm gonna snip that part that's sticking out after. Okay, got that. And after you do that, you just shape the eyes a little bit with your thumbs, and you have the basic shape of the eyes done. Now we're going to work on the pupils. For the pupils, let me see what I did with this one. I used a brighter color for that. I might use pink for that because that's all I got at the moment. I think it'll work. Let me just trim enough here that I can use. Then I'll thread the needle again, if I can not drop it, of course. Stick the hook through there. Put the yarn on the hook and pull out through the needle. And there you go, it's threaded. Now let's see. Stick it somewhere through the head. Well, how about just through the eye? That way there's like through the side of the eye, so that way you can just trim it off when it's the part that's sticking out after. Then you stitch the shape you want for the pupil. Well, I might have that a little too high. Let me go to the bottom there. Otherwise, she would have derpy eyes. Have it go into the bottom part of the eye, so that way she's looking forward after you do the pupils. I'm going to have it pretty close to the very end of that part of the eye, so that way she's looking straight at, if you're looking directly forward, she's looking straight at you. I think it's safe to trim this part now it's hanging out. There we go. Now, let me show you something. What I did for the purple part of the eyes is pretty much the same as I'm doing for the pink eyes, only this is on a smaller scale. I stick it through, loop it, and then pull. Like I've done in all my other videos for eyes, I do that. I stick the needle in, I just choose a direction that I could go with it to continue, and I just keep adding more around the pupil until it's the right shape I want. Okay, we want it to begin on the other eye, and then we can continue. See? I basically just stuck it through the pre-existing right eye and had it coming out of the left eye, so that way I can continue. I may need to add some more purple to the left eye because the pink, like there's this little corner on the bottom of the left eye that's missing. I may need to add that later. I'll do that after I do this. Okay, that's looking good. Now I'll stick this through and have it come out of the back of the head, so that way I can just trim it and hide that part that, like, after I do this, it's coming out of the back of the head, you can see. I'll trim that very close, so that way it doesn't stick out. I might save this piece for later if I need it. And as I told you, there's a corner of from this eye. So I'm gonna, luckily I saved this piece. I can use this on that eye. This may be a short stream because I'm almost done with this. All I have to do is work on the face and all that. So I apologize if you guys were hoping for another stream that was an hour and a half. But there's only so much I can do on these streams before I run out of ideas. At least for one video. I have to use my pliers to help drive it through because some of the yarn is fighting me. There we go. If ever you can't stick your needle through the piece that you're working on, just use your pliers, jam it in there, and I'm gonna stay put after I trim that excess yarn. There. And there. And now I have the eyebrows and the mouth. As you can see here. Oh, and the eyelashes. I forgot about that. The eyelashes, the mouth, and the eyebrows. And she also has 3 little hairs sticking out of her head. But I think the shape kind of compensates for the lack of hairs. Like, the head shape is pretty good. Let me just see some here. I left a bit of purple sticking out right here. Okay, got that out. Let me try and blend it in. There we go. As you can see, they're nice purple and pink eyes. Not to be mistaken for the infection in the eyes, but yeah, you know what I mean. That's just her eye color, okay? I want to work on the mouth and the eyelashes now. I have this black piece I'm going to use. Look on there. To get through here. And let's begin. Well, considering that it's the mouth and eyelashes are so simple, we're going to do a single thread technique rather than having 2 threads going through it. I just realized I still have my AirPod in. I don't even need it anymore at the moment. My bad. I'm going to start on the eyelashes real quick. I'm going to go to the back of the head, stick it through there. Well, maybe a little bit different than that. I'm going to go through the part where the mouth goes. Grab the pliers, just jam it through there to the point, and I'm going to have it stick out to the point where I want the eyelashes to begin, which is around here. Dang it. Well, I have the needle in there, so you can kind of tell it goes there. Let me just thread the needle again. And the needle just came out. Hang on. I can fix this. There we go. It's threaded again. Let's pull it out to the other side. See what we can do. Tie some yarn around the eye, kind of like a C-shape around. C-shaped rim on half the eye. That's basically what I'm going for. Like, see that? That's basically what I'm going for. I see we have a third person here. Who's there? Do you mind giving me a roll call on who's here? I know Joel's here. Who's the second? I just cut off the excess black yarn that was coming out of the front of the head. Okay, so after you get this little half a circle rim around the eye, what you want to do is you want to do this. Basically, take your needle up to here and just do that. That'll simulate an eyelash somewhat. You can make it as thick as you like. I might do 2 eyelashes. Like, you know how there's some gray in between there? Well, let me see. I'm gonna try and make a bigger gap between those. Actually, I think I got lucky. I might be able to just, yeah, I took it out. I just to undo that stitch. So I'm gonna put some space in between these eyelashes. I'm gonna have 2 eyelashes for each eye. So after I make sure that those eyelashes are gonna stay separated, I'm gonna go here into the main part of the eyelashes and make another stitch to simulate the other eyelashes. Okay. They're nice and separated, and it's 2 eyelashes. Well, what the heck? I'll make a 3rd eyelash. I don't see why not. I might do it in between the pre-existing 2 eyelashes, just to make sure that they're not too far apart and that the eyelashes don't touch in between eyes. You can always adjust the eyelashes a bit if you want, so that way they stay separated. You see that? Now I'm going to go through here. I'm kind of going to do this backwards this time. I'm going to do the eyelashes separate from the black rim around the right eye. And I'm going to basically do this. Like, you'll see what I'm doing in a second. Okay, so I got the eyelashes already. I want to make the C shape around the next eye now. We're going to go from there. I apologize if the angle in which the view is for this technique is bad. Like, I don't know how to, well, hang on. Basically, I'm just doing this. I'm just shifting yarn around as I'm stitching. And the stitches are in certain formations that allow it to just take the shape of what you need it to be. And if you see any patches of color that aren't supposed to be there, just stitch over it. It'll cover up. And I've done this multiple times. If you want to go more than that, you can just loop your stitches around the part before you finalize it. I need to move this. I need to shift to this over here real quick. That's more of that C shape over here. Ah, dang it. Actually, I might be able to work with that. Let me just, I can fix that. The thing is, the yarn got stuck. And when I was trying to pull it out from where it was stuck, it kind of snapped in the middle. I can finish the eyelash with what I got left. So no worries, folks. We're all good. I think I might have a bit extra for the mouth too. So I'm going to go to where I want the mouth to start, which is going to be slightly below the eye here. This is going to be a pretty simple This is going to be a simple technique. What you want to do, you want to have it stick out. After you do the eyelash, you stick it somewhere where you want to stop doing the eyelashes, and you want it to stick out where the mouth is going to begin. And as you're doing that, you just, well, as you notice, the mouths on these characters are like a V shape in the cartoon that they're from. So we're going to do that. It's like a 3-point stitch. So this is 1 point where it starts. Here where it continues, which is right in the center below the chin. Then up on the same type of area on the other side of the head, like where it begins. Only that's where it ends. So do this a couple times. Hang on, I messed up. I need to go underneath both stitches on that side and like kind of pull them together. I'm sure you guys won't have to deal with that issue where it just goes in different places. I'm sure it'll be fine for you guys. But if it does, I'll try and do a tutorial on how to do this up close, like way better than what I have in the stream. Because I don't have a lot of the tools that I would need to get this right on camera. And I'm going to work on getting better equipment for these streams. Let me just see. By the way, does the music sound any better? I actually can't tell. Like, I hear it from my computer speakers, but I want to know from what you guys think of the music on how it sounds. Is it staticky at all? If so, let me know. And I'll see if I can find a better way to play the music. Like maybe I'll get a special speaker, or maybe I'll just, I don't know, maybe there's a feature on YouTube where I can add it in the background as I'm filming. Okay. I need to thread this again. Like I have this much black yarn left sticking out of the head. Well, it's a little hard to keep it threaded since I always take my arm so far away from it as I'm stitching, and it is so short. It just keeps falling out. Okay. After I did the mouth, I'm going to stick it to where I want it to stay. Like, basically it's the same thing I did for the eyes. I had it sticking out somewhere where there was black, then I just trimmed it so that way I didn't have to blend it. Now all we have left for this piece are the eyebrows. For that, I'm going to use just white, so that way the chest is white, and like on this one, I had the chest white and the eyebrows too, so I'm going to do that for this one. The only difference between this one and the old one, this one has more refined techniques for building it, and there's no cardboard or anything in this one. The wings on the old one are cardboard, just with yarn wrapped around and glued still, so that way I find fashion. That's basically what the stream is, refining my techniques and showing you how I do it now. Some of the details to make sure that everything is evenly spaced, mainly the eyelashes. Okay. So I'm going to put the eyebrows here, like here, here, and here. Let me get the pliers out so I can pull this through all the way. Okay. See where I did it? Like head going through there and out there. I'll trim it and blend it in like this short end when I'm done sewing it on. In fact, just so it's nice and stable in there, I'm gonna do the other eyebrow instead. Like have it go through the head twice before I trim that excess. There we go. Now it's nice and tight on there. I'm gonna start stitching the eyebrow on there. Okay. These eyebrows are fairly small, so you don't have to make them super big. Like compared to the pupils, they're fairly small. So just do a few loops on there with the white yarn. Then you want to finalize that when you get it the right size and shape. Like afterwards, it's like a little dot there, like a little dot. Again, of course. So I'm gonna stick it through, loop it, and pull, like I did with the last one. I did this about 3 times before I finalized it and went onto the other eyebrow. So, sorry, I stuttered. Now, this is the third loop and pull. Now, what you want to do, you want to have it going a certain direction, like to match the other eyebrow. Right now, I have it facing upside down compared to the other one. So here's what I'm going to do to fix that. I'm going to kind of adjust this with my thumb. And let me cut off the excess real quick so that way you can properly see what I'm doing. So here's what I do. This eyebrow on the left is upside down. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to flip it by pulling the yarn this way. So that way it naturally faces that way. Then I stick it in to the part where I want to end with that flip. And when I do that, I pull tightly so that way it's in the right direction. See? Well, I feel like there's a little bit of that other eyebrow missing, so I'm gonna add some more of that. Give me a second. Okay. Blue spots on the dots you're making, like a little loop that's sticking out, just stick your needle through the loop and then do a stitch through the head or whatever part you're adding the dot to. It'll kind of just sink down into the rest of it, and it'll hold everything together a lot more sturdy. Like a lot of this is just however you ravel it is what makes it go the certain way it goes. Like if you ravel it a certain way, there's going to be some different way that you have to do this. Yarn's going and where that yarn is when you're stitching it in. There's a whole lot more to it than that. I will try and explain it in future videos, but for now, this piece is pretty much done. Let me take a look at it real quick. Well, let's look at it together. So, do you guys see any details that I might have missed on this one compared to this one? I'll look at the chat so I can see your answer. Like I did the abdomen the same size. This is a little flat if you look at it this angle, but I think it works. The eyebrows are more refined on this one than that one. The eyebrows are more refined. The wings, this one it has a better shape, like it's more pointed at the end. I kind of like the round wings though. Those look really good. And the legs are thinner than this one too, which is like in the cartoon. I think it's looking pretty good. Alright. If you guys like this video, leave a like and a comment down below. I will work on a future stream in maybe a few weeks because, well, maybe later on next week. Next week, I'm going to work on the S for spider, if you want the spider, or B for butterfly, if you want the butterfly. Like, we're going to kind of do a little bit of a vote here in the comment section of the chat for this stream. Whichever one you want to see, leave the first letter of each one in the comment section down below. But anyway, guys, thank you for sticking around with me this whole time. This has been Veve the Spiderfly 2.0 in yarn form. I really hope you guys enjoyed the video and that this was very helpful for your yarn and wire techniques. I know this certainly helped me, both with my techniques and with my on-camera performance. Hey, Carl. Where have you been, man? You missed it. I just finished it. Thanks, man. It is cool. I think it's pretty accurate. Well, it looks more like Veve from the Spiderfly if she was older. Like, this looks like her in her teenage years. But, hey, it's whatever. It's a second attempt. Compared to the other one, I think she's taller in the newest one. Like, if I hold them together and eyeball it, this one's taller than this one. Oh, by the way, Joel, this is my friend Carl. He's the son of my old tutor from high school. He's a pretty cool kid. A lot like you, Joel. He sings, like he's part of a choir, which is pretty cool. And Carl, this is my cousin Joel. He's a pretty smart kid. Well, to be honest, I don't really know what's new with him. We haven't talked in a while. I might call him later to see what's new with him. But anyway, yeah, Joel, that's Carl. Carl, that's Joel. But anyway, yeah, guys, I got, huh? Oh, no, it's not Cole, it's Joel. So, by me. So, you're not alone. Anything you guys want to discuss before I end the stream? Yeah, I saw the picture. Gail sent it to me about the Yarny. I think I showed it in the beginning of the video. Let me show Joel real quick. I have it in my text messages. That the little guy right there? Let me try and get closer. This was one of my earlier designs. Like, well, I didn't design it. I just made it blue. I didn't design Yarny. Like, this is the original character. He's from a video game. Yours, Carl, is just a blue version of him. But it's one of the earlier stages in which I was practicing this. So if you want me to update your Yarny in his shape, I'll do that if you want. Just let me know, and I'll see what I can do. Preferably when this coronavirus thing goes away, because you can't be too careful, man. It's going nuts out there. All right, anything else before I sign off? Because I have 36% battery left. You want me to update it? Okay. When this is over, like with the coronavirus and all that. Oh, you mean it's fine? Okay. All right, that's okay. So, I think I'm gonna sign off here. Yeah, that is true. It's like a vintage version. Lol. So yeah, guys, that's pretty much it. I'm gonna sign off. My battery's very low. Um, I apologize for starting this stream a little late, but the Wi-Fi was kind of bad when I was trying to start, and it wouldn't. I had to start the stream over because the first time wasn't working. But anyway, yeah, that's been the Spiderfly. Say bye. Bye. All right. See you later, guys. Peace.